Oh, say, can we see? 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. We're coming to you from windswept JetBlue Park, where my face is the color of Joe Mack's shirt. Hi, I'm Gordon Edes with ESPN Boston. Joe McDonald. Mac, you wrote a lot this morning about Alfredo Edes. His agent, Tom O'Connell, was in today. Said he happened to be just touring camps, but he did have a conversation with general manager Ben Sherrington. Afterwards, he says, look, I think everything's okay. The team wants the best for Alfredo. Matt, give me your take. You actually witnessed the odd batting practice session. Give me your take.
Yeah, Gordon, I've never seen anything like it. And you could tell John Farrell was a little upset with the way that Edes was just kind of lobbing the ball into the batters. It came to a point where he stepped down the third baseline and actually yelled to Alfredo to make sure that he was okay physically. Alfredo nodded yes. He went back, but he kept lobbing him in there. Finally, pitching coach Juan Nieves came out, said something in Spanish, and then he really started throwing the ball. Obviously, John Farrell afterwards said that it was addressed, and that's where he was going to leave it. But it was interesting that Alfredo's agent was in town today, even though he said he was just making the rounds, which I highly doubt, and that he did have a conversation with Ben Sherrington.
All right, so what is this all about? Was he testing Farrell? Was he goofing off? Was this just a case of Alfredo being Alfredo?
Alfredo being Alfredo. That's a whole new thing here.
Genre here.
Yeah, it's according to Manny being Manny. But no, I really think that maybe he was testing the limits a little bit. Apparently, he was not happy with the schedule change. He was originally supposed to pitch first in that session, but instead John Lackey went. So apparently, I think Alfredo, and he's a very routine kind of guy. You know, once he knows his routine, that's what he wants to stick with. So I just think that maybe he could have been a little upset. And even though he says, oh, well, I thought live BP meant that it was actually live BP. Come on, Alfredo. You've been in the big leagues for 5 years. You know what a live BP session is. So I just think he was maybe testing John Farrell a little bit.
Edes will be pitching for Team Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. Juan Nieves told me that he's been throwing a lot already this winter. Is at a point in camp where he could probably go 5 or 6 innings, which isn't the same that you could say about other guys. But it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in the next couple of weeks. Another pitcher who had his first, quote, official bullpen since the start of camp was Clay Buchholz. You talked to Clay afterwards. What was the word?
Yeah, Gordon, he felt great. He threw 10 pitches in front of the mound, and then he threw another 35 from the rubber. Afterwards, he said his hamstring, which he strained a week ago, he said it felt completely fine, just general soreness. And what the schedule is now is that hopefully if it continues and he feels good on Tuesday, we don't even know what today is anymore, on Wednesday, on Wednesday that he's going to throw a live BP session. But as of right now, he says he's healthy. The arm feels good. The leg feels good, so no issues there.
Finally, another appearance in camp today by Pedro Martinez. I asked him if we could expect to see him years from now, a la El Tiante. He said, I expect to be here when I'm an old goat. He referenced Johnny Pesky, his affection for Pesky, and said, you know what, I'd like to be like Johnny Pesky someday. That's it from the fort. He's Joe McDonald. I'm Gordon Eades. Thanks for watching. Probably a little long, but we'll still send it in, right?